I'm going to say that everything has formed my journey because, and the reason why I say that is that I never, if you would have asked me 6 years ago when I was voluntold that I would be doing this role today, I would say absolutely not. It was not something that was on my radar. It was not something that I was interested in. I wasn't in debate club in high school. I was not that person. And I think that every opportunity that I have said yes to has brought me to where I am today. And I think that it also helps me have that passion for other people in clubs who could possibly be struggling, because I have been a part of clubs and helped clubs that have been struggling.
Welcome to D50 After Dark. I'm your host, Mickey Bennett, and I am so excited today to be bringing you the first episode of Season 2 of D50 After Dark. We have some really exciting developments in the show this year. Among them are more episodes than ever, and sometimes new locations. Like today, we are doing our interview today at this lovely coffee shop called Hurrah's Coffee House. It's in East Plano. It's very cute, delicious coffee, and I highly recommend you check it out. I'm even more excited to tell you about our very special guest for our first episode this season, your very own District Director, Kimberly Ross. Kim, welcome to the show.
Hey, Mickey, it's nice to be here.
Yeah, I have been waiting to bring you on the show for over a year.
I've been waiting to come onto the show for over a year.
Yeah, so we're gonna have several episodes in our interview today, and first we want to get to know you, Kimberly Ross. So tell us, Kim, how many years have you been in Toastmasters, and what's your home club?
I feel like I'm in a contest. I have been in Toastmasters for 6 years. My home club, I would say, is Confident Leaders. It's the one that I've been in the longest, so it's an advanced club. But I'm in two others, Tyler Advanced Toasties and Bozer Speakers.
Wow. And tell me, what first sparked your interest in Toastmasters?
Like so many of us, I was voluntold.
Voluntold?
Yes, my director at the time where I worked at McAfee came down our row, and as you probably can imagine, rows and rows of cubicles. And she said, guess what? We're going to reinvent and bring back Toastmasters at McAfee, and you and another coworker of mine are going to be officers. And we started off just like that. And I guess there's been no looking back since.
So you jumped right in as a club officer from the very beginning. It's no wonder you've come so far in Toastmasters leadership. I'm curious, what was that first officer role you held?
What do you think it was?
President?
No. No, that was Flavia. I was the secretary.
Secretary. Very cool. Well, that's a pretty interesting, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that type of beginning in Toastmasters. Tell me, what's a memorable moment from your early days in Toastmasters?
I'm going to talk about when we had been rolling for a while and we had some dips. We had some dips in membership, and we needed to just buckle down and get back after getting into membership and what we needed to do to continue to generate the interest. Because a lot of times at corporate organizations, people are always in meetings and things happen, they leave, they come and they go. And I was nervous, but we had a great meeting as an executive board. I would say it was the moments of truth, if you will, of sorts. And we just we doubled down. And we just said, you know what, it's going to be fine. We had a leader that was very confident in that possibility, and it was all right. We made it through, and we rose again, and we were an open club. So not only did we have McAfee employees, but we had people from outside of the organization participating as well.
Yeah, I'm sure many of us, those of us who've been in Toastmasters for a while, have at some point faced a situation where a club they're in is struggling to be successful, struggling to have enough members. And it sounds like you had that experience pretty early on at a time you were in part responsible for the club.
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, the club was coming back from nothing. So it rose from the ashes, if you will. It was a project for one of our past leaders. And then, we were going strong and it dipped again. And I was nervous. And we just said, let's just look at who we have. Who can we market this to? And that's what we did. And so we reinvented again. And that was after we rose from, I would say, the ashes. And so I think that that's something that, yes, you can be down, but don't ever count yourself out. If there's will and there's interest within your organization and your unique club, I say go for it and fight for everything that you have. It's your culture and it's your place where you're safe to practice and learn and grow.
Yes, definitely. And you mentioned moments of truth. And for those of our listeners who don't know what moments of truth, I highly recommend you go out and find the package that explains how to do a moments of truth at your club, especially if you're at a point where you're struggling, because it helps you, gives you the tools to have your club turn things around like Kimberly turned her club around.
It wasn't just a one-woman thing, though. It was definitely a group effort. And we all leaned into each other. We had a really good, transparent conversation. We aired where we were nervous and we talked about the possibilities, and then we just went for it.
Would you say that experience has informed your later journey in Toastmasters in any way?
I'm going to say that everything has formed my journey. Because, and the reason why I say that is that I never, if you would have asked me 6 years ago when I was voluntold that I would be doing this role today, I would say absolutely not. It was not something that was on my radar. It was not something that I was interested in. I wasn't in debate club in high school. I was not that person. And I think that every opportunity that I have said yes to has brought me to where I am today. And I think that it also helps me have that passion for other people and clubs who could possibly be struggling, because I have been a part of clubs and helped clubs that have been struggling.
Yeah. So in a moment, we're going to talk about what a district director is and does. But first, I just want to ask one more question to help us get to know you, Kim, as a person. Do you have any hobbies outside of Toastmasters?
Well, when you're a district director, you kind of have this hobby, and it's called Toastmasters. But in my past, I've done things like triathlons. Fun fact, that was one of my humorous speeches. I did a contest on that. Came in second. It was good. It was a good time, and it's funny, and it's a funny experience. And I do hang out with some friends outside of Toastmasters, and that kind of goes to fun. I have made so many friends and family members, if you will, Toastmaster family members, that it all blends together. So I would say I have a lot of just different things, plus work. I have a lot of work stuff outside of Toastmasters that I'm a part of.
So no more time for triathlons these days.
I gave it up. I had some injury issues that I was working through, and it just didn't make sense anymore. So I kind of switched gears and really dove into Toastmasters.
Yeah. You mentioned giving a humorous speech. What kind of speeches do you usually give? Are you a regular comedian? Do you usually shoot to inspire? Are you a storyteller? What kind of speeches do you go to for?
I'm going to lean into storyteller, inspiration. I think those are my go-tos, but I love to do humor if I can. Sometimes it's a little slapstick and you have to know me a smidge.
Yeah.
But I do think I can be funny. At least I hope I can. But yeah.
I bet you're a riot.
If only.
All right, so let's talk about the role of district director. You just started as district director a month ago, correct?
Yeah, we're on day 2 of month 2.
Right, but leading up to this, you've been the program quality director and club growth director, and I first met you, I think, when you were division director for my home club, although we maybe met even before that.
Yeah.
So this isn't something you walked into unprepared. You've been preparing for years.
So I'm going to just throw a little FYI out there. I actually never did the club growth director role. I skipped it.
Okay.
But inadvertently, yes. So what happened was I was in an advanced club, Confident Leaders, and one of my members that I was a member of said, "Hey, will you be my area director?" And I said, "Sure." had no idea what it meant. I had no idea the amount of work it entailed as far as communicating and really being present for our members. But that's what got me started. And then I moved into what we would call that, we named it the chief of staff role to the district director at that time, which was Dwayne. And I partnered a lot with Leslie Gibo, my current admin manager. And then after that, I saw a real need for being a division leader. And that's where things really heated up. I had the best time with a group of gentlemen and one lady. And it was, I would say, probably one of the best times that I've had in Toastmasters. We had a lot of fun. We collaborated well. We played to each other's strengths. And it was just a moment in time that I won't forget. And then after that, obviously, then I decided to put my name in the ring for the program quality role last year. And it's just been sailing ever since. I wouldn't say smooth all the time, but it's been sailing.
So what does a district director do?
A district director has a lot of responsibility. My role and a district director's role is to be responsible and accountable to and for our district and our members. My role is to collaborate with division directors, lead them and guide them, encourage them when they may be feeling frustrated, and cheer them on when they're doing amazing things. And one of the things that I asked the division directors this year were two questions. How do you want to be led, and how do you want to lead? Because I really think it's important, because everybody wants to be led or wants to lead in a different way. And it's really important for a leader, in my opinion, to understand what the people need who are underneath them or underneath that umbrella that are going to be working with you. So if I have a better understanding of how they want to lead and how they want me to lead them, it's going to be a much better relationship or partnership in the long run.
Wow, those are pretty thought-provoking questions. The first thing that comes to my mind is, how many people are on your team? You have dozens and dozens of people, right?
Well, technically, I'm a member of a trio. So I am a team member with Denise, Castille, and Rhonda, Bunte.
Yeah.
So together we lead the district. It's divided into three sections. Club growth is the marketing element. We're working on clubs and membership growth and retention. Program quality is the cornerstone of all things education. So training and conferences and contests where we really stretch our legs as Toastmasters. And then the district director's responsibility is a little bit of fiduciary, making sure that our clubs are taken care of and being inspired and doing the best that they can do, as well as making sure that minutes are being taken and organized and we're being well represented, not only in our district, but around Toastmasters International as well, and doing what Toastmasters International asks us to do. My job is to make sure that we're working on those elements as well.
Yeah. When you said you find out how people want to be led and how they want to lead, I've been a club president a few times, and I imagine I've got my team of 7 officers, including myself, so me and 6 others, and I'm going to have to remember how each individual person wants to be led and customize my leadership for each of those 6 people on my team when I'm a president. That sounds a lot. Are you able to customize your leadership for everybody on your team?
I think what's interesting about that question is that not everybody wants to be led differently. So I'll give you an example. There's a person on my team who will say, write as big and long as an email as you can write. I want to read it all. I want it all. Give it to me. Give me as much as you can. And I have other members of the team that will say, I want bullet points and I don't need a lot of explanation. And I have another person who has said, I will follow you. Just tell me what we need to do and I'm there.
Yeah.
And so what I love about that is we're all very, very clear. And what we don't have to guess about is our dedication to each other and to the cause that we're supporting and we're servicing. So, and it's not just the division directors, it's the finance manager, the admin manager. And the thing is I believe that when we don't ask those questions and we're not generally curious or naturally curious, we can get into some hot water, because I can assume that somebody wants it a certain way and they can assume that I'm going to lead a certain way. But when we're able to have those conversations, when troubles come up, we can smooth it out a little bit easier. We can reset and recalibrate and continue to move on, because ultimately we're here to serve our district and we're here to serve our members.
Yeah. What I love about you asking people how they want to be led is it just opens up that dialogue of like, hey, we're working together and I'm listening to what you have to say. And so it starts the tone of the leadership relationship on a very positive note.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting when we talk about growth and learning. I haven't always been this way. I haven't always been this person. I believe that I've evolved and grown into this. And I know there's a big controversy sometimes, Toastmasters, where leaders are made. I am a leader, and I have been made a lot in Toastmasters. We don't have a class that teaches leadership, but if you lean in and you work with the mentors that are available, I have some amazing people on my team, on our team, in my life that have been instrumental in making me a better version of me. And I'm very grateful for this organization, just for this show.
Yeah. So Toastmasters has definitely changed who you are as a person. How's this impacted your life outside of Toastmasters?
I'm really glad you asked that question. I was in a conversation with a past leader in my day job, and one of the things that she told me was, I'm not afraid to put you in a room of 500 people if I need to give you an education session to lead. I'm a trainer and a facilitator. I'm not worried that you're going to get nervous on top. And she was right. It's really built my confidence, my ability to cross-collaborate, and my interest and curiosity in people lends itself well to the job that I do on a regular basis.
Yeah, very cool. Well, tell me, Kim, one more question before we wrap up this part of the interview. Do you have any personal goals, whether it be inside or outside of Toastmasters? Are you working on any goal for yourself?
So on a personal level, I just bought a house.
Ah, congratulations.
Solo by myself. And it's a little bit exciting and a lot of nerve-wracking and everywhere in between. And so if I had to say that there was a goal, it would be to be a responsible and a good homeowner. And then I also think that there are some other goals that I may have in Toastmasters that I'm toying with, but I haven't shared it with anyone yet.
Okay.
And so we'll see what happens and how it evolves.
So stay tuned for what's next for Kimberly Ross.
We'll see.
Very cool. Well, thank you. And for our listeners, stay tuned for the next time we come back to you with Kim. She will be coming back to talk about so many things. We're going to talk about her vision for success in the district. We're going to talk about area directors, and we're going to also have a little bit of fun. You won't want to miss our future episodes with District Director Kimberly Ross.